Hello everyone, hope you all are fine and staying safe at home. As we have started online lecture series, here is my introductory lecture. It is about branches of science and syllabus that you are going to study in class 9th. So let's start. So science subject can be broken down into three main branches. Many of you know about that. First is physics, that tells us about how things work, matter, energy, the interaction, force, motion, waves, mechanics, temperature, etc. Second is chemistry, that tells us about how different substances they combine to form new one, whether reaction is possible or not. It is about study of chemicals, internal structure, composition, transformation, etc. And third branch, bio, which deals with living organism, the structure, function, heredity, evolution of living organisms, species and classification. Now the next slide is just to give you an idea of vast field of science. Like in physics, you may have fields like astrophysics, that deals with space, nuclear physics, about fusion and fission reactions, quantum physics, laser physics, material science, so on. Chemistry, you have organic chemistry, the study of substance that contain hydrogen and carbon. Inorganic, which doesn't have hydrogen and carbon. Analytical chemistry, physical chemistry, that is between physics and chemistry. Biochemistry, that is between chemistry and bio. In bio, you have various branch: botany, zoology, microbiology, biotechnology, and so on. So here in your book, NCERT science book, total of 15 chapters you have, and I have divided these chapters in these three branches. So first 4 chapters are of chemistry, then chapter 8th to 12th is physics, and then chapter 5, 6, 7, 13, 14, 15 are bio chapters. And we are going to start with chapter 1, that is matter in our surroundings. So what is matter? So everything that you see around yourself, air, book, pencil, pillow, water, everything is matter. So what is definition of matter? So matter is anything that has mass and volume. Okay? What is mass and volume? So mass is amount of materials that makes an object, and you measure this mass in kg. So SI unit of mass is kg. This volume, it is the amount of space an object takes up, and the SI unit of volume is meter cube. So anything that has mass and volume is matter. So I am giving you a few examples. Just think about it. Which among them is matter? Cloud? Yes. So just think about mass and volume. Which out of these 4 has mass and volume? They are matter. So cloud? Yes. Your thought? No. Cube? Yes. Star? Yes. Now this matter you can classify in 2 types: physical properties and chemical properties. You have studied about physical changes and chemical changes in earlier classes 7th and 8th. They are like related to that. So physical properties, a property that can be observed and measured without changing the substance. That means you are not changing composition of these substances. It's no new substances forming. For example, like color, hardness, ductility, heat conduction, electricity conduction. And chemical properties, a property that can only be observed by changing the type of substances. That means here new substances forming, there is change in composition. A very common example, rusting, that is conversion of iron to iron oxide, milk turns sour, flammability, etc. Now in this chapter we are going to study about physical properties of matter. Chemical properties we'll be dealing with in other chapters. So when talking about physical nature of matter, we considered matter as particles. And when we consider them as particles, we have 4 main characteristics. So particles of matter, they have space between them. Particles of matter, they are very tiny. Particles of matter are continuously moving, and particles of matter attract each other. So these are 4 important characteristics of matter. One by one I am going to explain you in next slide by simple activities. So the first one, matter or particles of matter have space between them. Here I am directly writing matter is having particles. But initially there was confusion whether matter, it has particle nature or continuous nature. In a very simple language, particulate or particle nature means like sand on beach, whereas continuous means like sea, like you have no space in between. Okay, it is continuous flowing. Now to see matter has particle nature, a very simple activity that you have to perform is just take a beaker. This activity you can even do at home. So what you have to do is you have to take a beaker, fill it with water and mark that level, and then you simply add a tablespoon of salt or sugar, stir it, note down the level. So what you will observe is, and I want you to do this activity at home. Okay, so what you observe is there is no change in level of solution. Okay, so what does it tell us? So conclusion is, when we are dissolving salt or sugar, so this particles, salt and sugar particles, they are going between space of, or space between the particles. Okay, that means the water, it is not continuous, it has space where they are going and setting. So otherwise, if we supposed it is of continuous nature, that means intermixing is not possible. Then there will be rise in level. Okay, so matter, it is of having particle nature such that these particles, they have space in between them, they allow intermixing, they can allow substances to diffuse in them. Now the second property, that is, okay, before second property, how small are these particles? So we are saying, okay, matter are made up of particles, so how small they are. So for that also we have a very simple activity. You have to take a beaker, fill it with water and just add 2 or 3 crystals of potassium permanganate. This is a type of chemical. So it will change that water color into dark pink. What you have to do is, every time you have to take 10 ml of that solution and then again 100 ml of water. If you keep on doing it 3 or 4 times, still you will observe that with each dilution, that means adding water and less of solution, still the color, it become light but still visible. So you can see how tiny is the particle. So here we are not able to determine the particle size, but at least one thing is clear: particles of matter, they are very tiny, very small. So if you don't have potassium permanganate at home, you can even do this activity by using Dettol. You see, you keep on diluting that water, you can sense that smell of Dettol, even if it is very diluting. Now the next, particle of matters are continuously moving. So this this is also activity that many of you may do every day at home. It's burning of incense stick at one corner of room, and after some time you can smell that at some distance, right? That means particles, they are not at one place, they are moving. That's why they reached to you. And not only this stick, even you can take example of deodorant, perfumes. You use it at one place and you can smell it at a distance. And how it is possible? The particles, they are moving, they are going from one place to another, so they are continuously moving. And these particles, they are moving because they have some energy, right? Now this energy is known as kinetic energy. Okay, the name of this particular energy is kinetic energy. And this energy is such that with increase in temperature, this energy increases. So when you increase the temperature, particles will move faster. Now the last, particles of matter attract each other. That means what you have to do in this activity is you have to take simple 2 or 3 things. You have to take one iron ball, one chalk pieces, you can take brick and try to break them. So you can easily break chalk piece, you can easily break brick, but it is hard to break iron ball. And when you are breaking this thing, you have to apply certain force. That means there is some force in these substances, some force of attraction that is binding them together. Okay, now this force is such that iron is held by strongest force, which is followed by brick, and then which is followed by chalk. So chalk has weakest force, but yes, all 3 of them, they have some force of attraction between them. That's this particles of matter attract each other means. So 4 properties: particles, matter is of particle nature, they have space between them, then they are very tiny, then they are constantly moving, and then particles of matter attract each other. So I want to end this first topic over here. So today we have studied about what is matter, classification of matter, and physical nature of matter. So these 4 important properties of matter. I request you all to perform the simple activities at home and see it. Please go through this slide once again, try to understand this, and if you have any doubt, please feel free to contact me. And tomorrow I will give you questions based on this topic, and each and every one of you has to do that assignment and submit it. Thank you very much.